Thank you so much. Hope this helps in hearing me a bit better. Yeah, no, it's really interesting. And I thought it was just very open of you to really speak about how writing helps your mental health. You know, it is January. It's all about mental health and all of that kind of stuff. And how you spoke about the isolation, I suppose, of writing about your personal family circles and how you have to go outside of that comfort zone into the real world, as opposed to interact with real people and real situations. Money. It's interesting that, you know, how much of this writing is for a career, because readership is down. I mean, the data shows that reading for pleasure is like 40% down, I think now. People are just not I mean, look, everyone's online. Attention spans are decreasing. You know, I know reading's exciting, but, you know, has it become kind of a very solo thing and more of a therapy rather than a career? I'd like you to speak to that, please. Yeah. Maybe each of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone wants to? I just want to say one thing on the mental health before we get into money. Okay. Money matters about, but mental health is first.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned that we owe a lot of our mental health to the writing. So imagine how crazy we will be without writing. You know, we are already this weird. If we wouldn't write, we will be already, you know, in a very strange situation, I would say.
I think it's a really good question, and thank you for asking it. I think for me, that's exactly why part of the motivation of being a writer. It's not exactly that I'm going to make money out of it. It's not exactly that I'm going to make a career out of it. I have a job. I do other things. But it's more for the, it's more for the actual art of writing. I know that's like, you know, I'm not trying to sound like noble and like I'm trying to, but I love reading and I love writing, and I think it is dying, but I think it's to keep that going. To keep the next generation interested in it, to keep other people who maybe haven't been affected by reading and writing, to bring them in, because you're absolutely right. We are going towards digital everything, and, you know, look around you, but it's to keep that, because I think it's such a valuable thing that we have in us, and, you know, it's here. Reading is just, it's like a lifeblood, and writing has become that for me. So it's not for a career, it's not really for money, it's more for the art of it, if you like. That's my personal opinion.
I think I have to agree with that as well. Like, I think money will allow you to write more, because I think, at least for Jeroen and myself, and realizing how much we love it came at a time of our lives where we had careers already. So for myself, I'm continuing my main career and I'm doing this on the side for the moment. But if it led to being a main career, I would absolutely love that. But I don't think I would completely drop my current career, which is teaching foreign languages and translation at the moment. But I do think if you really, really love it, and if it, especially if, you know, you're one of us and it has helped with your mental health as well, a career will just allow you to do more of it. And it is a thing that a concern that I have sometimes. If it turned out as a career, would I not like it as much? Because then, you know, anything that becomes your job, you always run the risk of seeing it as your job, and then you don't want to do it as much. But I'd like to try. I'd like to see for myself if I would end up hating it, or, you know, feeling pushed and pressured by it or not. But I do think, I really believe that our society would be a better place if we all did what we loved. So I think, you know, for us, it could be writing. For someone else, it could be painting. For someone else, it could be just teaching kids. I think a great part of our mental health decline is because we're forced constantly, day after day, at least 40 hours a week, to do something that we don't like because society has needs and we have to put bread on the table. So to be able to do something like that, and at the moment, I'm not taking the leap to drop everything else and just focus on the writing entirely, very humanly trying to preserve myself and keep myself alive. I do think we'd all be in a much better place if we not only wrote a little bit, because I think that helps everyone anyway, but if we all did what we loved. So I don't know, maybe we get to the place where it's our only career or it's our main career. But yeah, I think like I'm not gonna lie as well. Money would be nice, but if I can just, you know, do what I love every day and I don't have to worry about keeping myself alive, that's the dream at the moment. So.
Yeah.
But thank you for pointing that out. It's very good to be honest about. Like, I would be lying if I said no, I could do this for free. No, I kind of need to eat. But I'd love it as much to take the chances that I'm taking, trying to make a career out of it. But even if it never happens, the benefits that I've gotten out of it, even being here and sharing that with all of you, it would have not happened if I hadn't opened my mouth one day and said to people, I actually like to write. So massive benefits already. It's why I'm honestly encouraging everyone I meet and we talk about things like that. Like, share your hobby with people. You never know what opportunities will come your way, and it doesn't have to be monetary. But really, really good question. Made me think of a couple of things I hadn't realized, actually. So thank you very much.
Yeah, so you touch base on one danger, which is when the writing becomes your profession, you may not enjoy it as much. It happens with all the hobbies that turn into your main source of income. The other danger I see on that, and to me it's even scarier, is if I depend on my writing to eat, then I need to write what people want to read. There is no longer a place of freedom. No, I'm not writing what I wish. I'm writing what people are aiming to read. So is it something I'm interested? Because for that I can go back and have a job. You know, I can do what the society wants me to do. I'm not interested in that. You know, I hate when they tell me what to do, think or say. That's what I hate the most in life. So if I would have to write to pay my mortgage, yes, I'll be happy to have more time, but I'll be concerned with the idea that, well, if I express this point of view or I'm somehow violent, maybe I will turn off a few people. And without that people, how am I going to make it to the end of the month? So I'm a bit uncomfortable with that idea. Now, there could be a middle ground where you are able to write the books you want, at the same time you are successful enough to put food on the table. Some writers manage, very few. I would say it's not even 1%. It's way less than that. And fair play to them. Fair play to them. And perhaps it's not a bad idea to depend a bit or depend to a certain degree of the reader to be able to make a living, because you need to be tested. If you're just writing for the sake of writing, maybe you become autistic. You don't want that either. You want to feel some pressure. So maybe you need to feel that there is a reader out there. There will be an impact if the reader walks away, but you'll still be able to put food on the table. So by that, you are still being yourself as a writer, but you are conscious that it's not just you and yourself. There's someone else part of the game, and that crowd matters. So yes, I would fancy the idea of writing being a bigger piece of my life, and nowadays it's way bigger than it was in the past. But I also like the idea of writing being something that I do as a vehicle to support others that are in the same industry as I am. So I think if you only write, you are only conscious about or concerned about your own venture. It's always a positive thing to work on something that is bigger than you. Otherwise, you may end up selfish and bitter and not the nicest person to be around. You don't want that to you at all. Some people will go that route. I think they regret. Sooner or later, they regret. You need company. You are no one on your own. So you need, of course, you need to pick up the right people, the right entities. I think, who said that? I think there's I don't remember, it's Dostoevsky. I'm sorry, I'm not pushing the Russians again. But there's something about that humanity without God is like in incurable solitude or something like that. And that's a reality, because when he means without God, it's not exactly the fate, it's the solitude. That we are here in this wide galaxy by ourselves, thinking about ourselves, and at some point tired that it's always us and us over and over again. We don't want that. Writing is a communication. Otherwise, why do you write? No, I don't know exactly why I write. I didn't answer that question. I leave that for the end. Just happened like that. It wasn't on purpose. I don't know exactly why I write. I do need it. So there is a degree of requirement on me. And the only way I have to deal with it is by responding in a positive way. And the positive way is to putting the exercise on the paper. There is a call, I'm responding, and I'm trying to be there at the best of my ability. It's that simple. And it works. It makes me a better person, as much as I can be a good person. And I'm very happy with it. That's my method. It would be good if everyone will find their own mechanism to improve themselves. For creatives, there are a wide variety of options. As I'm very bad with hands, you know, I cannot do painting or anything like that. Writing is ideal. It's ideal because it's all about transmitting what is in my head to the paper. That's it. And I want to be as honest, as crude as I can, because I don't owe any apology. You made it to the end. Well done. If you are interested in the full episode, click here. Or if you want to watch other episodes, click here. And if you want to be notified of the upcoming episodes, click subscribe. Thank you.